Well, it does not actually manage to damage the thing, but it jumps on it and scratches at it and is going to jump off if it can. And is suddenly going to squeak with pain because the thing's ability suddenly flares as it glows with a fiery golden glow, doing the quasit 4 points of damage, which it does not like in the least. And then this thing will respond because it does provoke it. So the question is, whom is it going to attack? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's purely random. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not going to be good. It lashes out with its claws at Thanos, missing with both claws. Okay. So, therefore, that was extremely lucky, by the way, for him. Okay, so that, but however, it is now on the attack and is a berserk thing, and I'm afraid that all the other creatures are now going to launch upon the congregants and the poor frog people in a frightening display of bug attack. So everything seems to have gone completely wrong. And it was going really, really, really well earlier. Okay, so now who is going to do what? You have the wisdom to know this. The thing in the mist is not actually sure what to do. It was responding positively to the peace frog offering and to what Jukia wanted, and in many ways may not even have much of a motive of its own and needs to be led or instructed or will do what its worshippers want. And that you have the wisdom to understand that Jukia was trying to turn it toward a different, a different goal. So instead of just being neutral and doing this money amassing and things like that, to shift it toward neutral good, to do something good with the wealth of the temple, more in line with the little good God. So that's where Jukia was going with this, but Jukia is now dying from a wolf bite. This being that walked in apparently had a disagreement with Jukia about this and is taking advantage of the situation to reassert its control. And I'm going to tell you something else. Technically, the thing in the mist is a dragon. Dragons in Dungeons and Dragons have a special feature that you can subdue them. And we can use the subdual rules. What that means is that Hork knows that if Jukia was trying to influence this thing, that means that it can be influenced. If she was trying to influence it toward the ways of the little good God, why you happen to be, although a junior member, a representative of the little good God. So you could similarly try to influence this thing. Now, the rules for subduing a dragon in Dungeons and Dragons have to do with physically subduing it.
Oh, I thought I need gold.
Well, yeah, that's not a bad idea. But in this case, you would actually have to get its attention by hanging on to it and actually doing enough damage, subdual damage, although you use regular damage to do it. And to do that, you then use that as a percentage to see whether it submits.
There's a lot of ifs there.
Yeah, but he's really strong.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, so technically speaking, now I'm not quite sure how we're going to really do this. Technically speaking, you would actually be doing damage to it. But I don't know if we want to use that as the actual narration of it. Do you see what I mean? I mean, in other words, you don't have to define it as actually beating it into submission. We'll just use the rules accordingly.
I'm not sure how it will look.
Right. Well, technically, it could be that you actually just grab it and try to.
All right. So
try to. Right.
It's in the arm's reach.
Yeah. Well, especially given a minute.
Yeah.
Activity. But first, let's roll initiative. Shall you do the honors of rolling the initiative for all the bad people?
4. Do I get to
Yes.
Just then the quasit 2?
The quasit also will regenerate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up to 5.
It's making pitiful, oh, I'm hurt, owie, owie, owie noises. Alexian, help, I'm hurt.
And I could have helped if you had freed me instead.
Let's see here. Okay, so unfortunately, the high priest Sensei is going to be coming in with attacks. Does not like the look of what it sees as far as you're concerned. Hits you with one of its lashing arm attacks for 2 more hit points of damage. Hork is like, oh, ow. And what then? I believe, and you're recovering, and so now you get to go.
Trying to subdue.
Okay, not quite sure how this is going to work. Go ahead and roll wait. The Morning Star damage is the one we're going to use, which is much more notable. Again, the actual narrative sense with the rules that we're making is a little dubious, but why not? Roll 2d4 and add 1. Stop those things doing more damage than that.
So it's 4.
Right. Oh, that's a terrible roll. Okay. Oops. I have to do a quick calculation here.
Well, the poor thing is getting really conflicting information in there.
Roll percentage dice.
That's
99. No, I'm afraid that did not convince it yet. Okay, now, let's see, Hazel. You guys
waiting for the flames to die down. Yes.
Right. Well, right now they've gone up. So go ahead and roll some damage for the flames.
With what?
I'm checking because they have rules for that in the Dungeon Master's Guide, because as soon as players started realizing they could light things on fire with oil, they realized they better put some rules in there for it.
Because fire is fun.
Yes, exactly.
Well, right now, there's still something in our way.
I'm actually going to treat it, I think the most sensible way to do it is to treat it as the monster's saving throw. And you'll be pleased. I'm going to treat it as breath weapon, as if it were dragon breath. Because it basically...
That's pretty brutal.
Right, just filling the whole place full of that. Which I think is a fair
Well, it killed Agatha. I'm not feeling sorry for it.
Monster save as fighter. Ooh, wow, it's a terrible saving throw. I am afraid that it is either too immolated and too disorganized by the pieces of it that are missing for it to operate anymore. You have, I assume you threw out the oil, closed the door, and then looked again, and you see that it is clear.
Good.
Okay.
We're leaving.
All right. So where will you go? Into here?
Let's take a careful look into that main room to see what's going on there.
You see all these things.
Oh, damn.
Right? There are bleeding people everywhere. There is down in here. There is horrifying pandemonium as wasps and a seafowl, which is striding around as a giant big bug being, humanoid, and these things, wasps this long and snaky looking things that are zooming through the air.
Here.
This is all occurring down here. Then up here you have Hork, who seems to be engaged in some sort of physical activity. Wrestling match, one hopes, with this creature. With this enormous creature.
And that's most certainly his problem.
And then this thing, this striding, jointed, semi-humanoid thing, which is looking around, and then, oh look, that's Alexian. Boy, he looks funny.
Yeah. That's his trouble.
Roll for Tanos on the Displacer Beast. D20. No, okay. Things were kind of hard to hit anyway. Okay, so that is occurring.
So we are going to take the way back through that kind of corridor.
Down here?
Yes.
Okay.
Another question is, do we try to leave, like sneaking along the wall in that main room? Or do we hope we find
But you didn't find anything.
No, but it's getting really, really hot in here, and I don't mean the fire we caused ourselves. I'm considering to call off the operation.
Is it impossible to get out?
You will have to get out through here.
Otherwise, we'll have to wait it out. And we could try to check out the upper floor. What do you think, Carnation? Wanna get killed fast or slow?
Carnation says, I don't want to go out there. I mean, those bugs are killing everybody.
Yeah, they are pretty sure killed. Maybe we get lucky up there. Let's try it.
All right.
So we're going to see if we can get into that.
Do another detect trap check there.
No.
Okay. Yes. So, roll d6.
No.
Roll d6.
That's 3.
You are not surprised. It is not surprised. Okay.
Okay.
Roll initiative.
That would be 4. Go ahead.
Okay. Very bad luck for you this time around, I'm afraid. And here I thought that I didn't put it, that I was taking it easy on all the obstacles.
You talked to Agatha about that.
Ooh. A tentacle shoots out from the mirror. There seems to be like an object in the mirror that isn't in the room. And it's like a small, it's like a pillar, a column. And from it, there's some sort of object stuck on it, and a tentacle has lashed out And it is going to do 6 points of damage to you on impact. 6 points of damage.
Was that 2 times 6 or?
No, just
Oh,
no.
okay,
I
okay.
said it's sorry. It does a d6 of damage on impact.
Okay,
and
get
I
it.
rolled a 6, lucky as you may be, this time around. And then it wraps around you and pins your arms to the side and is going to squeeze and choke you. You may want to review a particular item that you own.
There was some rings here.
Um,
The question is if I can get at it, if I have to. Or can I use it by just calling out to it?
you
or-
just call out to it.
Nice. I guess I'll do that.
Oops. Carnation has been hit by the other one, which wraps her similarly and is raising a great big huge bone needle or chitinous needle that's dripping globules of
Well, you
poison to,
fucking you.
and it's allowed to
Could
hit her next round.
Will that goddamn ring work before that?
Yes,
Better does.
it goes
Good.
shork, or rather you go schlurk and pop free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My turn?
Yeah.
I'm going to employ my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
Or I probably should take the dagger. How
Well,
much
are you
damage
trying?
does
What
it
are you
do?
trying to do exactly?
I'm trying to free Carnation and get her out of the way of that needle.
That is a dexterity check.
Okay.
And actually, this is kind of interesting. This may be stretching things a little bit. You've got the dexterity for it. You could probably just employ the ring just by grabbing her hand.
I'm
And
certainly
work on
going to
her.
try that.
Yeah. And so therefore, if you just grab her hand and say the word, she'll pop free.
Okay. Get away from there.
Roll a d6.
Uh-huh. That's a 6.
I get a 3. What that means is you accomplish all of that before it can attack.
Good. We run for that.
There you go. Okay. So there you
I'm
go.
basically
You
dragging
run
her
through
after
here,
me.
and what was sort of weird too is that remember the thing was in the mirror but not in the room.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the tentacles shot out, one from one side and one from the other, it's manipulating the infinite mirror image effect,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can't actually tell which side it's on.
Let's just hope up there is some kind of exit.
Right, and so
The window
we're
will
running
do.
up. Okay, so there you go, and you're dashing up there. Okay. Roll your 2d4. Add 2. 5 total. But okay. Oh wait, you get +1 for your strength in both cases. You do +1 damage. So 30%. No. Okay. Not yet. Okay. So that is occurring. Should we stop here? See what Robert is accomplishing next week? And when and if he can make it over here, depending on what on earth Philip or that Milo has in mind.
That would be helpful.
I believe I have 2 rounds left of
That's
standing
right.
still.
That's really hard.
Tanos is he's finding that thing very, very hard to hit and is realizing that he's all alone facing this very nasty thing. The question is, what do you think? Do you think he should attack Alexian?
Or maybe free me and I can hold.
No.
I think you lost a lot of credit there.
I'm good at killing.
Or he can jump in and help you.
He should be busy with that.
Okay. So at least keeping its attention.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Ooh, and he hits it. Roll a d6 for him. Okay then. That was actually pretty hard to hit. So what that means is that the thing will be occupied. The quasit may, thinking a little bit, may think that maybe it's a good idea to help you out. Exactly how is a good question. It's not big enough to carry you anywhere.
No.
Although as a wolf it could.
Yeah, the wolf is pretty big.
Yeah, it'll turn into a wolf and start dragging you out of there.
And I'm
So, right. So the wolf's backing along, like pulling you as you're just getting frozen along. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It'll be dragging it that way is a bad idea. Dragging you this way, where Tsetsa came from, dragging you into there is where it's going.
I hate doing that. Gonna sneak this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, come and don't. Yeah. 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 So into the big circle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
Okay. So that takes us to where we go, I think.
Yes.
That was extremely confusing and chaotic. You caused a lot of trouble.
That was the plan.
Oh, and here you are battling for the forces of good.
Ah, good.
I want the
For you.
dragon.
Well, this is your chance.
If he fails, I'm gonna take it.
There's
For myself.
there's some the quasit has a reason for pulling you in here.
Good.
All right.
I want to find whatever is
Yes, and
making
you are
this
zooming
place
up
ticking,
here. Yes.
so I can get out of here.
Okay.
I really hope somewhere up there is a window so we can get out.